time. As soon as that does pull up here, we'll scroll down, get a look at where this storm is at, and yeah, not much in the way of thunderstorm activity here in Beadle County. Still appears to be that cell directly north of Huron that's sort of straddling the Spink and Beadle County line right now, just getting to Highway 37. Elsewhere here, as this storm is into Kingsbury County, that area of pink I was talking about earlier, that has definitely intensified here, so likely some large hail off to the northwest of DeSmet here. We may have Weather Eye on the line, and let's see here. Performance Radio, is this Weather Eye? All right, Mike, we're on here live. What do you have for us?
Thunderstorm warning in effect for northwestern portions of Kingsbury County that continues here until midnight. We're now tracking a strong storm located near Bancroft, and that continues to move off to the east here at around 50 miles per hour. Still could see up to half an hour size hail with the storm again as it continues to move off to the east. So do seek shelter over towards Bancroft and over towards Irwin as that storm again continues to move off to the east here around 50 miles per hour. Again, northwestern Kingsbury County under that severe thunderstorm warning here until midnight. And just a reminder too, a good portion of the listening area is under a severe thunderstorm watch until 4 in the morning. So still could see more storms to read about throughout the early morning hours coming up here.
Mike, before I let you go, I wanted to ask you about that thunderstorm watch, and it is in effect until 4. What does it look like kind of downstream? I mean, is it likely that we could see additional development from this, or is this kind of the main activity?
This is generally the bulk of the main activity. So I think for the next maybe 1 to 2 hours here would probably be the greatest of severe weather threats in at least our portion of the listening area, yes.
All right, sounds good, Mike. Thank you very much. Then again, Michael Carroll from the Weather Eye Weather Center. Although we do have that severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 4 a.m., looking like this is kind of the show right now as these storms move off to the east. And actually, as I looked at the radar here, DeSmet, you might be in line for this thing. It looks like that heaviest area is starting to maybe drift off a little bit to the southeast here. So if you're in the Manchester and DeSmet areas, boy, be on the lookout maybe for some hail and some gusty winds here as this storm continues to move off to the east again at 50 miles an hour. So this thing certainly clipping along here as we are getting into the late evening hours of Monday and early morning hours of Tuesday here in the course of about the next 15 minutes or so. And I'm going to try to reset the radar here and see if I can get a good look at where these storms are at like distance-wise, try to figure out maybe how far from DeSmet that this particular storm is here. So if you'll give me just a minute to kind of get myself resized here, that strongest area of what appears to maybe be some strong hail, about 10 miles off to the northwest of DeSmet. So again, those of you in DeSmet, this storm in the last, like I said, in the last couple frames of the radar, looked like it was maybe diving off a little bit to the southeast. So if you are again in that DeSmet area, these storms are likely to be impacting you here over the next couple of minutes as well. But again, mainly these storms are remaining to the north of Highway 14. I know crossing Highway 25 off to the north and then extending again off into Hamlin County. And a little surprised they haven't issued any other warnings on any of these. That storm straight north of Huron, that looks pretty intense, and especially up into Hamlin County, sort of the leading edge of where the storms are severe here at the present time. That looking rather strong too, but again, only warning we have here is for northwest Kingsbury County, and that remains in effect here for the next 13 and a half minutes or so here. Did another update on the radar. We'll try and see where, in fact, now that area of pink on the radar looks even larger, and that it looks like it's going to pass maybe just to the north of DeSmet, but at the present time, and if you haven't seen any of this, I know as these storms approached Huron, vivid lightning. There was an awful lot of lightning associated with this, so if you're in DeSmet, you're likely at least seeing quite a bit of lightning off to your northwest right now. It looks like this storm is too trying to maybe grow a little bit off to the south, just to the south of the warning box. It looks like it's starting to creep down. So again, these storms, although they're moving off to the east and a little to the southeast, looking like they're maybe trying to build and expand this line out, but looks like a very intense area just off to the northeast of DeSmet right now. And again, let me reset this so I can get a little better look at that stronger area of pink, because that thing is mighty, to say the least here right now. and still about 8 or 9 miles off to the northeast. So again, just in a matter of minutes, those of you in the DeSmet area likely to see some big hail. I have not seen any sort of storm reports out of any of this from the National Weather Service yet, which I may try and see if there's anything that has been pulled in here if I go to my other screen. So if you'll give me just a minute to scroll back around using, if you don't know exactly how we do this on air, anyone can do exactly what I'm doing right now. You go to the National Weather Service website. This particular area, a little bit strange because counties off to the north of Huron are serviced from the Aberdeen Weather Service, and of course it's always fun when the computer decides it wants to lock up on you, but we're moving now. Areas off to the north, and again I'm just filling while I try to see if there's any storm reports in, to see if we have any hail reports in as the storms moved across northern parts of Kingsbury and Beetle counties. But the Weather Service in Aberdeen taking care of areas to the north and to the west of Huron, and then the Sioux Falls Weather Service taking care of the remainder of the area. So sometimes you get some overlapping warnings, other times you just get information coming from different places here. I do not see any updated storm reports here, so no reports on how big any of the hail, if it's falling. That was sort of the main threat out of a lot of this, was going to be hail here overnight, and again have not seen anything mentioning hail yet here this evening, and almost getting close to the morning time here, as a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until midnight for northwest Kingsbury County, with these storms again beginning to encroach a little more to the southeast, and also possibly impacting the area of DeSmet here very shortly here. Do have another update from the National Weather Service. That severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for north central Kingsbury County until midnight. At 11:46, which is just about 3 or 4 minutes ago, severe thunderstorm was reported producing golf ball sized hail. The storm located 7 miles northwest of DeSmet, or 29 miles to the east of Huron, moving east at 45 miles an hour. So this storm has lost just a little bit of its forward speed, but again, just as we were kind of saying, about 9-10 miles northeast of DeSmet. Weather Service officially saying this storm located 7 miles to the northwest of DeSmet. And personally, like I said, this storm, if that hail core doesn't quite hit DeSmet, it would certainly be awfully darn close and just off to the north. So at the very least, if you're north of DeSmet, from DeSmet to about 5 miles to the north, definitely be on the lookout here, as again, now I see the new warning box has picked up. This will include Highway 14 from DeSmet all the way over to the Brookings County line here. And two, with this new warning, the way they have it situated taking a little bit more of a southeasterly track. So again, this storm is likely to drop some big old hail down on DeSmet here shortly. In fact, I am going to pull the warnings away. Yeah, now there's actually, looks like there's 2 areas of stronger weather there over northwestern Kingsbury County, where these storms are located at, where the heaviest and most severe of the storms located at, north of Highway 14, west of Highway 25, and moving off to the east and a little to the southeast. So again, these storms are knocking on the doorstep of DeSmet here this evening. With that, again, at 11:46, Weather Service reported a severe thunderstorm producing golf ball-sized hail. Storm located 7 miles northwest of DeSmet, or 29 miles to the east of Huron, moving east at 45 miles an hour. This severe thunderstorm warning for north central Kingsbury County is in effect until midnight. So this severe thunderstorm warning in effect for the next 8 minutes or so. We'll send you back to regular programming here. We'll wait for some updates. When we get something, we'll pass it along to you.